had a dream about Button, and he was still the same way when I left him. He was crying, but in my dream he was across the bay, across the river. I couldn't get to him. I was all excited. Mom, I found him! I found him! And I woke up, and I never dreamt about Billy Button again. I lost a brother and a sister, Billy and Girly. Yeah, Girly was like, I would say she was 4. Button was 5. Their nicknames were Gulla and Button. My name is Sweeney Selanoff, and I was born in 1956. We had dried fish. I grew up on dried fish. Powdered milk, powdered eggs. So it was back in the old days. So we didn't have a fresh produce store or anything. In the house there was nothing. We each had maybe a pair or 2 of changes. 1 pair of shoes, 1 coat, no toys. I was okay with that. I was okay with just being, make do with what you got. A stick, a rock, and whoever got a gun, like when Jackie got a gun, we all followed him around. He's got a gun, we're going to follow him. Chiniga's a fishing town. And so the men would take all their families, and we would go to a place called Shipyards, and that was our summer camp. And it's about 3 hours away from Chiniga, but we stay in makeshift tents and on the beach. But it's summertime. It's June, July, and it's hot out. Nighttime, you could look out on Shipyards on the beach. Looked like a city out there. I was always fascinated with that, especially fall time coming. Get dark, and it looked like a whole city. Here it was the scows and the fishermen, and we were just. And then one day we'd all pack up and go back to Chiniga. I was 7 years old, and when this happened, it happened late afternoon, probably 3, 4. My recollection, I couldn't tell time. But and all of a sudden, we went around this point. I was with my brother. His name is Button, but his real name is Billy. And so he's 6 years old and I'm 7. And I remember I didn't want him to go around these rocks because it's like walking around a breakwater. Big rocks, slippery rocks. It was half tide. So I didn't let him come. And he was crying on the beach, but I wouldn't let him come with me. And so I was with a couple of my friends, Archie Kumpkoff and Jackie Kumpkoff Jr. And we were actually following Jackie around because he just had this new BB gun. And we were just shooting at odds and end things. We shot at a bird, I don't think we got it. Chiniga faces south, and just south of us, from the beach, is an island. It's a smaller island than Chiniga Island. And to this day, I think that island saved us, but we got around the beach. We were just kids. It was a beautiful day. It was sunshine. I didn't have no coat on. I don't think any of us had our coats on. Then it started shaking. Oh gosh, like 1,000 jets coming over. Like now that I look back at it, like an end of the world scenario. It was like I say, 1,000 jets, and then you could hear the roar of the tidal wave. When the earthquake first started, Jack Kumpkoff Sr. came down and grabbed his son and put him under his arm and started running. And we immediately followed. Of course, everything was all... But at that moment when he was doing this is when it was shaking at its worst. It seemed like it started off slow and it got harder and harder and harder. We came up to like 4 or 5 steps from the beach. Maybe it was 8, but we got up there, and you could hear the adults screaming. And I looked back over my shoulder one time, and I thought what I seen like the wave going out. And then that wave was just a mixture of the dock, trees, just, I mean, but it was terrifying. And me being 7 years old, when we got up on above the houses, it was snow. I could jump on the snow and wouldn't sink in. The adults, I just kept running and running. Next thing I knew, I find myself way ahead of everybody. And I looked back and I could see them sinking in. The adults were sinking into their knees. And some of them carrying, like Jackie Jr. I ran in front of everybody. I had to wait for them because I didn't know where I was going.
Did they make it out?
They made it up. Everybody who was on the trail on that side of town made it, because the ones that were where we came from was exposed. I've been terrified since that day, and I guess the whole village was in shock. You know, nobody speaking hardly, because we didn't want to talk about it, but we all seen what happened. And all night you could hear somebody crying, wailing. It was like this for a long, long time. I got so tired of crying, I couldn't cry no more. But I've had nightmares that right up to high school. Second day we walked down to the school. The schoolhouse was the only thing standing, because the schoolhouse was on an 80-foot hill. And so you could overlook the whole village down there. You look down there, there's absolutely nothing. There's no debris. There's no, you see movies of earthquakes and tornadoes, and you see all the debris. There was nothing. At some point, I don't know, it was the third or fourth day, a plane did come. And so we flew to Cordova. And it was a total new world for me. I never seen cars before. I never seen TVs. Of course, we're living in Chiniga, which we didn't have no toilets, no running water.
Tell me a little bit about that kid.
He didn't pay attention too much to everybody. He just ran around and just all carefree, like we were there was no care in the world. We played and threw snowballs, threw rocks.
Did you grow up speaking an Alaska Native language?
No, I did not speak. My dad and them would never speak to me. As soon as we come, I could hear them in the steam bath, the banya. The elders would be speaking Sukshtun. And I could hear them under their breath. They'd come out in the dressing room part, go right back to English, all of them. They all knew that, because when they were kids, they were punished as children for speaking. But some of them, my dad spoke fluent Sukshtun, my mom did.
How did that make you feel?
I think they were trying to break our spirit, and I think they broke mine in that sense, because I really didn't want to dance. I didn't want to speak. But it's coming back now. When I see my nephews and nieces now dancing, I could feel a sense of pride, But I can't do it because, like I say, I think they broke my spirit in that sense.